were a couple of changes that I had to make, specifically my mic. So it's a little bit different. It's upside down because we are in the upside down. Have you watched the Stranger Things?
No,
Of course, you
it's not
haven't.
my thing.
Anyway, Sam,
I got
you
my
weren't
microphone right
here.
here.
You weren't here.
Mm.
Did you see the statements? What do you think? Everyone knows my thoughts. I'm gonna let you just talk. Everyone knows my thoughts about the Johnny King Depp trial where he conquered the evil witch. The Me Too is over. Men are back in command. We got the left, King Depp, and we have the complaining woman in the middle. What do you think about the trial? That's all I want to know. Tell me.
I think that I was surprised that they gave her a victory. I think they went for a compromise at the end of it. Really, honestly, I think at the end of it, um, yeah, I think they went for a compromise. The fact that they awarded her $2 million for Johnny Depp's lawyer statements was pretty
Mhm.
interesting, and the fact that they found it, yes, that his lawyer was working uh, for the benefit or for Johnny Depp when he was making those statements was interesting as well.
I mean, I don't. According to some guy on TikTok, it's not confirmed. Some people are saying that it's fake. Um,
What's fake?
he There's a TikTok guy that came on, and apparently he's saying he was one of the jurors. He wanted to stay anonymous, so he didn't show his face. But he basically, just asked people if they had any questions, and he was going to answer them in the comment section.
Mm-hmm.
It's not confirmed or denied, but some people are saying it's fake. According to him, if it's real, he did say that it was a compromise. There was a person in the jury that didn't believe Amber, but just felt that they were both responsible for abusing each other. So he thought, or she thought, there was mutual combat, and so they basically did a compromise where they gave him some money, but
Mm-hmm.
Johnny still goes on top.
Mm-hmm.
So if that is true, then yes, then it'll potentially, which
That,
I thought it was a compromise
yeah,
either way.
I think that makes the most sense. Well, yeah, I think that's what happened because you know, I mean, now that I think about it in hindsight, is like the argument that Johnny Depp's lawyer was working on his behalf when he made those statements. It makes sense because it's his lawyer and he's speaking about a trial that Johnny is going to go through in the future at some point. So I
Mhm.
guess you can't argue the fact that he wasn't working for Johnny when he made those statements or representing Johnny.
Well, you can because
Well, this is what I mean. It's because later Johnny then did a defamation trial against her, basically claiming everything she stated was false. Before he made the defamation case, his lawyer at the time was making claims that the entire position that Amber took was all, and the world took with Amber was all based on a false narrative that was spun. So yeah,
yeah,
you can argue
I
that.
mean, you will have to assume that, and that's a big assumption because one is protecting on their client privilege, and two, it's like if I hire you to, I don't know, like fix my door, I didn't hire you to curse on my
Yeah, but
neighbors.
you made a comment regarding your client.
Yes, but you can't, you will have to make a big assumption that I was the one who told you to do that. There's no
No, no, no.
proof or
When
rock solid
the
proof.
I mean, I think the exact. I'm not sure what the exact term is. I'm pretty sure what was said in the paperwork or what I was asking in the paperwork was when Johnny's lawyer made the statements.
Hmm.
Was he at that point representing Johnny Depp?
Hmm.
Not if Johnny sent him to make those statements. Was he representing Johnny Depp? And at that time, he was Johnny's lawyer.
I mean, again, but again, the jury will have to assume that Johnny was the one connected to that. That's a big assumption you have to make because there's no concrete evidence that he
Sure, but
told him doing it.
there's evidence. There's no concrete evidence. I agree with you. There's no concrete evidence of
I
that
mean,
at all.
there's no evidence at all.
Well, the evidence would be the fact that he went to trial. He went to trial after for
No,
defamation.
that's not evidence. That you're making an assumption that they're connected in a way. That you're making an assumption. Yeah, that's a big assumption in my opinion. I mean, that's huge.
Yeah.
I mean,
I
that one
mean,
doesn't make sense. Either way, that could easily be appealed. Out of all things that could be
yeah,
appealed, is
yeah,
that
yeah,
one
yeah, yeah.
because again, that's protected under, uh, attorney-client privilege, and
Mm-hmm.
apparently that's one of the strongest privileges that you can have.
Mm-hmm.
So, if Amber decides to appeal, she and Johnny decides to fight back, she can lose those $2 million because she could lose that case upright. So then she planned. Apparently, she's planning to appeal. I don't know how. I mean, the woman has no money. I mean,
Yeah.
her attorney basically says she can't pay. So I don't know. I don't know how she's gonna hire. She's gonna afford the attorneys to do all the appealing process, and she's probably gonna lose. But I guess she has to save face.
Oh, did you see the fact that she's out of Aquaman 2?
Yeah, there are rumors, it's not confirmed. I was gonna make a video about it, but
I'm pretty sure it was confirmed recently. I just saw a post that it was
N-
confirmed
uh, no,
they
it's
took
not
her off completely.
confirmed. Basically, I heard this even while the trial was going on. Apparently, Warner Brothers had an emergency meeting about basically deleting Amber from the movie. This was during the trial, probably a couple of weeks ago. I heard it, but I didn't want to make a video because I wanted a legit confirmation.
Yeah.
But it's still just rumor. I mean, more likely than not, they're gonna take her out.
Yeah.
If I was a betting man, they would probably take her out. It's just, I mean, she's barely in the movie apparently, so she's barely like what less than 8 minutes apparently, less than 10 minutes.
Yeah.
So I don't see why they
I
wouldn't
heard
just
like 10 minutes altogether. Yeah.
yeah. So I don't know why they wouldn't just cut it, just take that. I mean, they can easily just find a body double or just find a freaking one of her stunts, stunt girls. Record those clips and move on. Hire Amelia Clark. If it's a chemistry issue, you hire Amelia Clark and that's fixed like that. Jason
Yeah.
Momoa and Amelia Clark love each other. So yeah, justice for all mankind. We
Yeah,
men
man.
are back in the
I'm
top.
happy. I'm pretty happy about Johnny winning. So that is my
Everything.
stance on it.
Yeah, I'm happy to. I'm happy to. This is a victory for all victims,
Well,
men and women.
well, let's. I think that's what we could really focus on in this video. I think a lot of the extra noise, we kind of jumped through a lot of subjects. So, glad to Veronica and editing some of that stuff. I think the main thing we can focus on here is what do you think? What do you think this changes? What? Let me frame this out correctly. Let me phrase the question correctly. What do we believe as the DAT has changed since Johnny has won his defamation trial? What do you think is that's the domino that fell? That's the first domino that falls. What's the next domino, and what's the overall impact of this trial? Let's hear from you first.
I mean, I mean, the only thing will be the only thing that I can think of was just that men, when we're talking about abuse, it's not only going to be about women. Because when the Me Too started, right, it was for a good cause, and then it basically became a gender thing. It became a man versus female thing. But now we're kind of taking the gender out of it, and instead of being Me Too being a woman being abused by a man, it could be both. But other than that, you know, that's all it changes. That men,
Well, because I do want to spread light on the fact that we had Epstein going crazy. There was Weinstein going crazy. Apparently there's what's the guy from the House of Cards?
oh, that's crazy. I was looking,
Yeah,
Kevin Spacey.
yeah, Kevin Spacey. Apparently he was going crazy, just molesting left and right. So it's like
Bill Cosby.
the value of it is real, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I believe that this does make it disappear. I think if anything, it makes it,
Oh,
but it's still a tool that people will use. Obviously,
yeah,
like anything else. But now it's a tool for both sides,
yeah,
right? And not only that, you can protect yourself from it as well. So that's kind of like where regulation comes in. It's like, well, now there's precedents that you can't just do something. I mean, granted, and Johnny had an enormous amount of wealth to actually fight this. Right?
yeah.
He's one of the few people on the planet that was loved enough and had just enough money to actually fight this. And
Yeah,
I think you
because
need both of those things to really fight it in the public,
yeah,
because the
those
love,
attorneys ain't cheap.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah, it's like
especially that.
you know how much Ben was making. I
Ooh,
heard, Ben Chu, the lead attorney for Johnny, it's like
no,
$800 an hour.
$800 an hour. Like I must have got
Yeah,
paid out the ass.
yeah, man.
I know,
Shit,
I know. I think all the attorney fees altogether is like $20-30 million right there.
probably. But I mean, would you pay it? I would. But in a
Yeah,
heartbeat, he has the money. I mean, he's gonna make more than that in a single
I mean,
movie, probably.
he probably don't have 20-30 million just raw cash. He probably sell some properties.
I mean, either way, it's worth. So
Yeah,
I'm
no,
pretty
no,
sure he would be fine. He would
that
be
guy's
fine.
rich, man. I'm telling you, Johnny.
But man, he went out with his Kate Moss, the model. I'm like, damn, my son just
Oh,
he
he
was
did. He went out. Yeah, and then
yeah.
Yeah, he invited her out to a show over
Yeah,
there in.
in
Okay, we're
England.
getting off topic. What do you think would be what's the next domino to fall?
What do you mean next domino?
So now that he wins this case, what do you think there's gonna be more of happening?
I mean, I just hope that there's more. Before a woman makes a severe accusation like that, I just hope that there's some facts before a man's life is or reputation is ruined. Because I mean,
Mm-hmm.
regardless of what happened, I mean, all she had to do was a simple accusation, and his life was ruined for 7 years. That was 7 years gone,
Yeah,
and a ton of money just to get to this point. I mean, like between the UK trial and this trial, I mean, like how much money? Like shit.
I think one of the first dominoes to fall is that consumption, like the overconsumption as a male, should start to dwindle. I think that men altogether should stop drinking and not stop drinking, but start drinking less and start consuming less drugs in general. I think you shouldn't really do much of either
I
one.
mean, I think that's a big leap from this. Why would you assume that? That's a big
But
ass leap.
because a lot of the pictures was used to even depict him as abusive or substance abuse addict or whatnot was pictures of him passed out. I think that I think if you can keep yourself in a state of mind where you can think your way through or out of situations,
Hmm.
especially within the climate that we have now, I think that's the best that people can go for.
I mean, I wouldn't go that far. I think that's a big assumption. I think they just men are gonna be more cautious when they're dealing with females, right?
Yeah,
Hopefully,
I mean,
see the red flag. So, but we'll see. We'll see. Anyways, justice for Johnny. Justice has been served. Camille Vasquez is taken. Dr. Mommy's taken. Um,
oh
who else?
yeah, oh
Yeah,
yeah,
they're all taken.
it broke your heart.
Yeah, they're all taken. There's Juicy Draco. You know who Juicy Draco is?
No,
Is the TMC guy.
oh yeah,
They call him Juicy Draco or like Blonde Draco or something like that.
yeah.
Yeah, so they're all taken. It is what it is. We can move on from them. Any last thoughts?
No, man. I mean, I'm happy for Johnny. Like, subscribe, share. Welcome back to Lidat.